Hey guys, I think this is working. Just give it a sec. Alright, awesome. Hey guys, I think this... Well, good morning! Had a little bit more action this last session. Hope you guys are doing all okay. I've seen a lot of trade ideas excuse me, come in the last 10 hours or so. And still lacking a lot of movement on quite a few pairs. The pound has moved, the Aussie has moved quite a bit as well. And right now, those are the pairs that are moving at the most at this point. Just checking really quickly. So hope everybody made some profit over the last little bit. Last time I saw you guys. And I'm in a few trades. So I'm going to be spending a little less time with you today. I've got somewhere where I need to be in about 30 minutes. So I'm going to quickly go over my trades, and then I'll talk about a couple of other ideas, some of the news, but I'll get to things pretty quickly. Yeah, it may be morning for me, but it may be different for you guys. By the way, it's nice to see you in here, Hans, for a little bit. Greeted with your presence. Nice job, by the way, with your trading. You're one of my favorite traders that Nick has to offer. I like your style a lot. Okay, so I'm just going to talk about the trades that the trade that closed out last night, and then the two that I have in. What's the strategy on them? What's the outlook as well? So I had a U.S. dollar Japanese yen. Now I marked the place where I entered, which is right after this Harami candle, after the push up, and then the red line or vertical line, horizontal line indicates where I entered. It went up against me a little bit, and then it headed back down. So I took my profit right about in this area, where my entry was there. That was just about 20 pips. That closed earlier this morning, so a couple hours ago. And I'm still in on the odd CAD trade now. I've been in this trade since the beginning of the week. Actually, since the end of the week, end of last week. So it's been really a slow mover so far, which is a little bit annoying. Hans, yeah, I like you're a funny guy. So yeah, so I'm sorry, I'm reading some of the comments as well as I'm trying to go. But I entered here after this Harami last week, right after enough volume payroll, after that push up. I got a little bit of a retracement, but it wasn't much. It was kind of sloppy and rangy in there. Then it shot up again and hit my second order up there yesterday. Now we went back down, got within a few pips of my profit, about 6 pips, 5.5 pips from my profit level, and then it shot back up again. We're seeing some resistance up here. Let's see if this holds and continues to head back down. Now the Australian dollar, the reason why I counter traded it is because it's been moving up so hard in the last since the 18th of July. And before that, actually. Sorry, I forgot my water today, so I have a little bit of acid reflux, so bear with me with clearing my throat. I really apologize for that. So I waiting to see what happens here on this trade. Now you guys can see this is a live account, $9,500. There I have a little bit of a drawdown. In this corner, you can see $106. So right now I'm just over 1% in drawdown, which is not a lot. It's exactly where I want to be and it's pretty low considering what positions I'm in. Now the first position that I took on this odd USD was as I showed you here, but the thing is that I took this this trade at 0.05 lots, and then I increased it to 0.10. Now after level 2, so this is level 2, level 1, I continue to keep that same lot amount. Now that's a recent change that I did, and I plan on keeping that for the next while. I've increased my trading pairs, as you guys have known. I just gave a news update with in my SimpleTrader account to let people know that are copying my signal what changes I've made. Trading extra pairs and changing the risk amount on my first low order. This in turn has made my drawdown on these two trades a lot less. So I'm on 2 trades on the odd CAD, and I'm on in 2 trades on the pound Australian dollar. You can see the 2 orders, order 1 and order 2. And then I have a pending order down here, which is order 3. Hasn't been hit yet, but it's getting really close. Now, I'm in $111 drawdown right now. And I'm going to show you guys something. Now, typically, bring up my bring it up on this side, my calculator. So $21 on the first trade. Now, since typically I would be trading at 0.1 lots on each order, since I changed it on my first orders, I'm in almost half the drawdown I would be in if I was doing my old risk level. I would be in over $200 drawdown without the change. So right now the changes are working very well. It's causing me to have less drawdown when trades go against me, which doesn't happen too often, but sometimes it can. Well, to be exact, it's about 30% of my trading time right now. So yesterday I gave you guys I posted a few trade ideas. The first one was the pound Australian dollar, which I took, and it went. I entered after this Harami candle here, after this push down. New low after many months was hit here, and it was a decent trade. It went up. It hit about, I was looking for 30 pips profit, and it went 15. And then it bounced back down and made a new low. And it went back up. It hit a small profit of 5 to 10 pips, and then it broke down again. So the news, that's the technical side of what's been happening on that pair. And the reason why is because the news has been not great for the pound. Just today, the manufacturing production news came out, and it was really negative. So it really hurt. It really hurt my trade here during the course of the European session. I wasn't expecting those numbers to be drastically different. Typically, that doesn't affect the pound that much, but because the numbers were so drastically different than the expectations, it did hurt my trade, or made it go farther into drawdown. Okay, the other pick I did. Now this one I really liked, and I posted it for you guys to take, but I couldn't take it because I was already in too many trades. The move down here, counter this move, bearish candle, made a new low, Harami candle, bullish Harami candle after, and then it shot up for I think 60 pips about. From the entry, it was about 56 pips. Now typically on that position I'd be looking for 30 pips profit. I said that the look of this is about as good as they come. And I really wanted to take that position, but I stayed out of it because I was in on the odd CAD, the pound odd, and the US dollar Japanese yen. But it was a great trade. Harami candle, looking for 30 pips, and it went 56. I think some of you took that position when I posted it. I'm looking at the comments right now to see if there's anything that's from anybody in here. Okay, checking YouTube. Good morning, Diego, on YouTube. Leon TV. I don't speak German. I think that's German that you're typing out. Okay. Yeah, I'm definitely not Good Boy. I think you'd know if Good Boy was streaming. It'd be pretty obvious. Okay. So, looking at the other potential trades. Now I'm going to just glance through these and show you the process that I'm looking for. Okay, so the pound has been taking some hits against pretty much everything right now. I'd be looking forward to counter this move down here if my pound Australian dollar trade decided to close. The only pound trade I'm going to be in, I won't take any others, is the pound Australian dollar, so the one I'm currently in. I won't be taking any other pound pairs, even if it's a really good signal. I don't want to be double dipping in on the pound right now, considering how it's been acting. So we have about 15 minutes, and this would be a Harami, but it didn't make a new low. This is on the Euro Australian dollar. This is the lowest part, but this lowest part of end of the move. But there is a sloppy signal here. Now it could very well bounce from there. I typically wouldn't take that position though. Yeah, so I do have two Australian trades going on right now, which is potentially an issue. So I have on the pound Australian dollar and then the odd CAD. Now I am in a way double dipping on these pairs, but with my risk level, that's the farthest I'm going to go. On these particular trades, I was hoping to be in and out of this pound very quickly. Now that didn't happen. It was very close. Like I said, it went 15 to 20 pips. I was looking for 30, and it went against me. So every once in a while, I will double dip, but it's in rare cases. And this one here is one of those times. Okay, guys. So the trades that happened, there was quite a few of them that I couldn't take. Push up, break of this level, Harami candle, new high, and the move there was over 200 pips, which is great for me. Harami candle and push back down. So that was on this pair. I would look for 20 pips, and it went 34. I missed that trade. I was considering posting it, but I posted the Euro Australian dollar for you guys on the trade ideas instead. Okay. This is moving a little bit more in my favor right now. Finally getting more of a push down. Okay, I'm not seeing. I did take a profit on this trade on this pair earlier this week. I entered after this news push up, Harami candle there, sell the market down, and I hit 20 pips profit. And that was yesterday, early in the morning, for those of you on East Coast in the U.S. Okay, this Was this? This was not a trade. No trade there on that pair for me. This was push up, Harami candle, big small retracement. On this pair, odd NZD, I'm always very cautious with the NZD pairs, so I'd only take 20 pips. Let's see how far it moved. Okay, it moved 30, 32, 33 pips on that particular position. and it also was a 300 pips push up. So great counter trade there. Nothing here, nothing on the EuroCAD. For me, at least for counter trend trading. Ryan, where are you at? This is Hans Bowles. Is it Hans Bowles? Is that how you pronounce your last name? Just double checking. But I guess I wouldn't be able to really know for sure because you can't talk to me. But yeah, where are you at? I'm in Maryland. And have been here for just over 2 years. I was in New York before that. Okay, there was a trade on the USD Swiss franc. This trade is still active. I didn't take it. Like I said, I'm in other pairs. I take the best positions, the ones that I think are the best. Now I'm looking at the swing low and then the swing high to see how many pips is in between. And I'm pretty sure it's substantial enough. It's over 200 pips, which is good enough for me. Enter a sell position or a short after the Harami candle, bearish Harami, and I'm looking for it to go down. This trade is still it's too late to jump in now, guys, unless it bounces up just a little bit. I want it to be hit. If you want to jump in on this trade, you'd have to wait for the price to hit 98,260, 0.98260 in order to jump in on the sell. Right now, it's just below that. Okay, so I think that's a glance at the pairs I'm trading. As you know, the pound is really taking a hit. It's one of the few pairs that are moving right now. Australian dollar is still on its way up, and has been for quite a while now. And so yeah, I'm just waiting it out right now. I have the same kind of risk profile on the pound Australian dollar. 0.5 lots on my first trade, and 0.10 on the second order, and then a buy limit at 0.1 as well. So the only thing I'm changing is the size of my first order, and this is to help when trades go against me. When those 30% of trades go against me, I'll be in a much better position in drawdown. Right now, it says $91. I would be in over double that currently with my previous risk profile. Any other questions? Because I'm not going to take too much time. I'll leave a few minutes for questions, but I'm probably going to end potentially a little early today since I need to head out. I'll be back here tomorrow to talk more about the charts, what's happening news-wise, and on the technical side. And you can see what my trades are doing as well. Let's see what we have. What would news make you change your strategy? Yeah. So what I typically will do. Hold on a second. So basically, I'm just going to use this as an example, since it's easy to see the times. I know the time difference may be different for you guys. But I'll look at the news for the week. And since today is Tuesday, August 9th, I'll look at the news and see if there's anything that's crazy is coming out. Yeah, I see that I'm in two odd trades, so this could definitely affect me. and so I'll just have to cross my fingers. But the thing is that my risk profile is low. It's low enough that I can withstand some news. Now, I've told you before that if there's trades coming out within 10 to 15 hours, I usually won't place a trade. Now, that is when it's high impact news. The thing is that both these trades were placed yesterday, and so that was more than enough time in the hopes that they would close out. But I will likely be in at least one of these trades by 11:05 p.m. tonight, which is about 10 hours or so from now. The manufacturing, as you know, came out already, and that did affect the pound. Then I'll look at the other pairs, like the NZD. Probably not a great idea to be trading any New Zealand pairs. Kiwi. Geez, I'm having issues today. And so yeah, so it's important to watch the news so you're not stuck in a trade or you make a mistake by jumping in right before a news statement happens. It's just wise. At least that's how I use the market. And then I keep looking through the week each day just to give myself a heads up on what's happening. But yes, it will change my outlook on my trades if I take them or not. You don't have a bigger take profit on the pound odd, right? Because weekly and daily have a strong bearish trend. Yes, you're right. I don't have a bigger profit on the pound odd. Now, typically, what I'll do is I've mentioned this before with my basket trading. This is my take profit for both trades. So trade 1 and trade 2, and then trade 2 will go. The hope is trade 2 will go back up and hit my take profit level there. Trade 1 will also meet there with a loss. So more of a profit from the first trade and a smaller loss with a profit with the second trade and a smaller loss with the first. And then they'll balance out to come out with a profit. Now I showed you before the risk profile is different there. So technically, I could take less than this. I'm gonna play this trade out to see if that's the case. I may come out with break even since the outlook is looking a little dire for the pound Australian dollar, and so I will trade accordingly. I may even break this out a little bit after the stream is done to expand my grid. A lot of times, most of the time, I'll start expanding my grid on trade 4 and 5 and 6 to give me a little bit more breathing room on trades like this. Okay. Good job, Raj, on taking the 11 pips. The bottom line is that we don't know what the outlook's going to continue to be on the pound Australian dollar. We were Wednesday. We just had or Tuesday. We just had the manufacturing production news, and we don't have really any big pound news tomorrow. So we don't know if it's going to continue in its downtrend or if it's going to bounce and recover. We don't know that. Yes, just because it's in a downtrend doesn't mean it's going to continue. Just because this is moving like this in this downward slope does not mean it's more likely to continue. We don't know that yet. It's possible, and yet there's nothing that's coming out news-wise to counter this push down. But it doesn't mean it can't find a support level or resistance level and bounce off of it and hit my take profit. So I'm not going to count anything out at this point. Okay. Let's see. All right, guys, I think I'm going to end for today. Sorry that I can't spend a lot of time with you. Yeah, thanks for your input, Barrett. Yeah, Yeah, I always like when people try to challenge me in that way, and give them my reasoning for staying in a trade and not cutting it right away. And you know, we know that anything is possible in this market. That it can range, it can trend, and nobody really knows where it's going. We get hints from price action, and from levels and things like that, but they're always in the end educated guesses. So right now I'm hoping for a bit of a bounce, and because there's been such a heavy move on the pound Australian dollar, I think that there is a likely chance that I could get a small bounce, and I don't need a lot at this point. But I'm waiting it out to see. I've got a lot of margin. I'm only in 1% drawdown, and so I definitely will play it out. Thanks for explaining, Barrett. That's very helpful. All right, I'm gonna check YouTube real fast. Do you ever scalp from Diego? Yes, I did. I did a lot in the past. If you look at my my FX book accounts, you'll see that I did a lot of scalping. I had scalp only accounts actually. Let's see if I can pull one up before I leave. I scalped on the Euro US dollar pretty much exclusively. A technique that was taught to me, and it was very good. I stopped scalping. I didn't because I needed a 500 to 1 leverage, and as a U.S. trader, that doesn't. That's hard to work with because in order to be regulated, you have to use 50 to 1 leverage, and so I moved over to Oanda to keep my money safe. It was more important for me to keep my money safe than to make obscene profits scalping at a non-regulated broker. Okay, guys, I think that's going to be it for me today. You can check out my signal and the free 2 months that I'm doing. I'm going to post that in both on YouTube and on forexsignals.com. Now the free 2 months is going for my signals is going until the 14th. Hold on. The 14th of this month, and then after that, I won't be offering the free 2 months after that. So here is the link on the forexsignals.com, and then here is I'm posting it in the chat. Now click on that link, and you'll see how to join my signal for 2 months for free. And you can check out my stats as well. There's a MyFX book on that same page that will show you my stats on all of my accounts in the last 15 months. You'll see that I've been a profitable trader over the last 15 months, and so far things are going well. I'm a slow trader. I'm not huge in profit, although I could run my strategies at more risk. I choose not to. I may share the scalping technique at some point, but I have no plans to do that in the near future. All right, guys. I think that's it for me today. I'll follow up with you tomorrow, see how my trades are doing, and I hope that you guys have a great trading session.